Greetings, everyone. What's up? Did you guys like the intro? Wow, thank you for being here. I am Aurora. I am co-host here with beautiful Aura Zakara, which you just heard her lovely, gorgeous music, which I personally have on my playlist and I listen to whenever I put on my playlist. So um, I began to talk, so I will introduce myself. So I am Rising Phoenix, right? Rising Phoenix Aurora. A lot of energy. Oh my goodness. Wow. So I am Rising Phoenix Aurora. I am known as a spiritual revolutionist and an author. I have several books that you could check out under Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and I am the founder of Aura Hypnosis Sensitivity Removal Passive Regression. I am also the founder of Rising Phoenix Mystery School and the Wellness Center that you see here behind me. I have several workshops and sessions that I offer here. You could go to my website for more information, risingphoenixaura.com. And to go to the home of Rising Phoenix Mystery School, go to aurapractitioners.com, where you will also find practitioners all over the world. Thank you for being here. I love you with all that I am. I'm excited for today's beautiful deliverance of divine and beauty. And I always say only love light is allowed within the space, only love. So that's what will be delivered specifically from me. But Aura's lovely too. Say hi, Aura.
Hey everyone, welcome to our third episode of ReSeeding Eden. And we're so happy to see you returning. And if you're brand new, then welcome. And we know you're going to love this show because the conversations go deep and they are exciting, they are awakening, enlightening. And the information that Aurora shares is stuff that you won't find anywhere else. So I'm Aura Zakara. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm going to put that out first because we were just talking before this show. And I've been doing music before I even started waking up, but I lost my love for it. I fell out of my passions for it, and we can maybe share a little bit about this later on. But I went and did one of Aurora's retreats, and one of the most often things that they were doing in the retreat is just singing and singing and singing, like singing for the children, singing for the earth, singing for the world, singing to create miracles and magic. And I was like singing in the background, like with everyone, just like enjoying it. And it kind of awoke my divine spark in my gift in music and singing and writing songs, conscious songs. Songs are so important because you need good lyrics if you're going to be singing them in your head and you're casting those spells. The energy of sound healing is so important. But for me, I'd just fallen out of love with it until I went to Aurora's retreat. And now I'm like, I'll share more in a bit, but now I'm like, I need to introduce myself as singer and songwriter first because that side of me is back. And then also, I'm a spiritual teacher, light path guide. I'm founder of the Great Light Garden, which really focuses around spirituality, but in a grounded way, how we can live a spiritual life, but still within the construct of maybe having a 9 to 5, maybe going out to the shops and buying food, like not completely escaping off grid and avoiding humanity completely, but how we can almost integrate spiritual practices and living like a monk in today's modern world and still do your job as a spiritual person, helping bring light into the world, helping shift, helping bring heaven on earth, without having to completely avoid humanity. Because we've all been there, I think, like it's so easy to go, do you know what? I'm happy to just go and live in the mountains and never connect with anyone again. But really, our mission here is to connect. And so it's a blessing to connect with you, Rising Phoenix Aurora, on this our third episode of Reseeding Eden. We were just talking before, like Aurora's like, "What's up? What's new?" And I was like, "Feels like there's so much that's happened between when we last spoke." So I'll ask you first, how is your thanks living?
Whoa. I didn't understand. You're gonna ask me first what?
Your Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving,
Oh,
did you have a nice
he
one?
said, oh, it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, I'm good with the UK accent, but sometimes I'm like, wait, what did you guys say? um, yes, Thanksgiving was beautiful. I always teach, because I am a mother over everything always, and I'm a great protector of the children, whether they're mine or the world's or the universe. But yeah, always, teaching to in the ways that I am and I be, like being thankful. Like you don't, as we know, we don't need one day to, give thanks to, but how can we alchemize that? Like you always talk about like positive spells, right? Like love light spells, you could
Hmm.
say. So yeah, so in the ways that the holidays have been used invertedly in the past, right, with their satanic and ritual that they do, and they use people's kind of, like Black Friday shopping and like, at least here in America, I don't know what the story is over there with you all, but here in America, forever they told you about like, Columbus and these three ships, like Maria and Santa Maria or Pinto, I forgot the names. But and that they came and then they like literally, sat down eventually and ate with the indigenous Thanksgiving meal, and then they've been using that since this reset basically and this massacre that did to indigenous to power up their inverted spells. But I feel that we're in a time space as a collective that we're not letting those dark spells happen. So if we just counter it with love and just, being thankful for everything that we have just every day, then and then that will transmute any ways that they're trying to use this holiday or any holiday invertedly to power up their AI matrix simulations. But yeah, how but that's what I have to say to that. How are you,
Yeah.
love? How was your Thanksgiving?
We don't celebrate it in the UK, and
Oh,
to be fair, I've never even looked into like why you celebrate it, what the history is, or anything. So it surprised me that that's where it came from. But it's interesting, really. Did you want to share anything about that before I carried on?
no, I mean that's just what they like kind of
Yeah.
program us, indoctrinate us in school like over and over since you're in preschool that this is why you're celebrating Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've shared quite a lot last year, and I'm going to try and do it again this year. And we may as well talk about it now because it's December, and obviously there's Christmas on the way as well. And a lot of these holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, I don't want to, I don't want to poo on them because when I first woke up spiritual, I was like, this is crazy, like consumerism. Everyone's eating crap food. They're filling themselves with sugar. They're getting out of balance. They're getting drunk. Spirits are like taking over the body. They're arguing with family and friends, spending money. Like the whole thing's just been hijacked to allow negative energy and entities into people's fields and minds and chakras, and then basically play out negative spells because people fall out or they get like negative and nasty. It's like it seemed to me like everything was built up around trying to lower the vibration of people. This year, I feel like I've come to the other side where I'm seeing the light in things again. So rather than seeing them as, God, it's so bad, I'm like, do you know what? It's quite nice that we all spend time together as a family and that we play games and we have a laugh. And if you can try and see the positives in these things, you can at least enjoy them and see them from a higher perspective. But I do feel like a lot of these holidays, they originated in ways that were really to teach people how to be good, how to live like a good, lightful life, is what I'll call it. They probably all originated from people going within, doing meditation, visiting holy sites, eating, or maybe fasting even, rather than feasting. People would do these spiritual traditions, and then it got hijacked into what can we do to make people as open and low and like out of balance as possible around these holy times, especially when the celestial alignments like the winter solstice, when the energy is going to be strong. Um, so yeah, it's I'll come full circle with the holidays, but it's interesting looking at Christmas and all of them really, and the ways that people now the stuff they do, it might be worth just like inviting people who are listening to consider what you do on Christmas or on these different holy rays, and whether there's you can spare a moment to give thanks or spare a moment to bring more light and try and use them as a lightful tradition rather than a way to serve the night and allow negative energy in.
Exactly. I love everything you said. it's about like, okay, this is happening, and how can we like change it so that it's positive?
Yeah.
Our divine teams are always doing that whenever like we are, whatever decisions we're making, so long, especially if we're like taking our power back and we're shielding. We really talked about that. I know in the first episodes with love light, you're using your heart energy to shield with love light filter. What happens is that then your higher self is constantly working with you to keep positive timelines in your choices.
Yeah.
So even more than ever, like we're right, we're preparing to come into the new year, and then also the Chinese New Year, which I think is somewhere in February or March.
Hmm.
The fire horse, fire unicorn, exciting. So, but we're in that last layer, right? The last like shutting off, like the serpent, the beautiful
Yeah.
serpent who's gonna get those wings like the dragon. When she ascends out, she's shedding off the skin like the phoenix, reborn from the ashes. So make sure you're really honoring yourself right now to making the most positive, benevolent choices, and that you're really going inwards for your answers, trusting yourself, doing your best. I think Aura is really good at this. Like she really listens into her guides, her team, and I do the same, but learn how to do that for ourselves, and then not look elsewhere to find sometimes answers, or sometimes when we give our power away by thinking that someone else will find the answers for us, versus finding them within ourselves. Now, everyone at some point don't needs assistance, because even I needed assistance, or sometimes I do need assistance, and or I'm sure you've been there too. So when you do need assistance, finding those people who really are pure, intended, and love light is also very important. That you really like go in and say, okay, is this really the most organic choice for me to be making in this now time space? Because as you're all awakening and you're maybe listening to this video, thank you for those of you who are joining us live. By the way, make sure you add your questions in the comments and we'll get to them. Is that the minute you wake up, you're bombarded, or even in the continual process of ascending consciousness, that you are constantly being bombarded with all this, like these distractions and inverted things. So that ultimately in a quantum physics, they're just basically trying to become a density in you so that you won't lift higher in frequency and vibration. So yeah, just really listen to yourself, honor yourself, love yourself enough, love yourself like you love a puppy, an infant child, as maybe, a baby that you love dearly, and love yourself like that.
Hmm. It's interesting with it, with it being winter. Most animals they go into hibernation, and it's kind of showing us what naturally we would be doing with the seasons. This is why like we want to go indoors, we want to just chill, and it gets dark and you want to just have a cozy little time. And so externally yes, but then also internally, in the sense where if you look at the zodiac cycle, it often moves in really interesting ways. So it starts with Aries, which we know is a fire starter. I know an Aries. And Aries is like this, the idea, it's like this fiery energy of let's start something. This is in March, slash April, which is when the true new year actually is, or at least that's when the energies of nature will start to support us in moving forward. And potentially that's when we could do our New Year's resolutions, is with that energy behind us. Taurus is like, what do I have around me to get this idea going? It's about the physical stuff. Gemini is about communications. Who can I work with, but working with other people. And then it goes like Cancer is this divine feminine energy, nurturing your idea, making it, like building it, expanding it. Leo's the divine masculine, giving it like support and structure and strength, empowering. It's the sun, it's the idea in almost in its full glory. Virgo is about harvesting the idea, harvesting the fruits of your labor. Suddenly now you're getting all of this abundance from what you've been working on. Scorpio is kind of about your legal stuff and kind of looking at what worked and what didn't and reassessing. I think I missed out Libra, which is about balance. And then Sagittarius is about expanding and traveling and taking your idea far and wide. Capricorn is about getting to the top of the mountain, really achieving that success. And then Aquarius is about working with big communities, and then Pisces is all about then going back within and then finding out what am I going to do next and birthing your next idea. So the whole zodiac moves in this cycle where the energy supports, and where we are at the minute. In terms of if you're following nature, is that we are in this kind of like going back in and reflecting and starting to decide what's next for us. And so it's a great time to do connecting inwards and having a routine of every AM when you wake up, do your shields like Aurora teaches, but also can you just do a short little guided meditation to connect into your angels and guides and make sure you're fully connected so that all there, you don't have to think about, oh no, I've got a decision to make or something happens in the moment, what do I do? If you've built that bridge and built that connection, you'll know what to do. It'll naturally flow through. And to be fair, it can sometimes take a while to really strengthen that muscle. But the more you practice, the more you do it, the more it is that you just generally guided and you don't even know why you're choosing to do things, but you know that your higher self and your angels are supporting you and helping you with that. Did you say, Aurora, that next year, Chinese New Year is did you say it's like the horse dragon or something? I've not looked into.
Yes, so horse fire sign,
Okay.
which is, a horse is a unicorn.
Wow. Wow, that's so cool. So we've been in the dragon, then the snake, and shed the old skins, and now we're into the full transformation, like the full. Ooh!
Let's
What a perfect.
go.
Yeah, yes, that's amazing. It's nice because sometimes, sometimes when you look at the external world, it can be like, whoa, like where are we going? Like, who is anyone in control? Is the light really like where is the light? Sometimes it can be like, wow, it's so much stuff going on. Um, but then you just have to have faith and hope, and then you're like, it's a unicorn, of course it's gonna be good.
Definitely. Unicorns like to party.
Yeah. That's so cute.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was saying to Aurora earlier that I've got some new songs coming out. I've been since I did Aurora's retreat, fell back in love with my music again and just started finding, okay, what songs I've been writing, what do I want to share, and put together a really nice EP, if I don't say so myself. And I it's almost ready, so I'm planning on potentially releasing it in on my birthday, which is in January, or maybe releasing it sooner on YouTube and then having it on streaming platforms in January. But I'm really excited because it's one, lyrics that are anything you would sing in all of the songs, it's good stuff. So you'd never have anything that you're like, oh, why am I singing this on repeat? It's not casting positive spells in my life. And then two is it's in 432, all of it, which is good energy. So it's the energy of the earth and the heart. Um, music in 440, which is what traditional music is and mainstream music is, it causes like distortion and tension in the field, even on a cellular level. You can almost feel like a stress energy in your cells in your heart from listening to the wrong frequencies. And then the third thing is, because I've been doing a lot of healing, and I recently shared a video about past life healing I did on myself, where I was a singer in a past life and I'd got killed in the past life. But I was able to do this healing on that version of myself that had so much anger around me and my singing and feeling like I felt like it was my singing fault that I had got killed because that's how I met the person that killed me, basically. So it was this real soul trauma about singing, and also he'd killed me by attacking my throat as well. So it was like this tension, and it's interesting. I know you teach it, Aurora, just how much we can carry from life after life, this tension and energy in your soul that manifests into your new body again and again until you actually learn how to release it, transmute it, deal with it. Um, Heal it, and also obviously scan for things like implants, technologies, cords, and attachments. And so since doing that healing, it just transformed how I felt when I was recording. I was recording and able to tap into my heart and express it and sing from my heart and have this energy of like love.
Yes.
Which yeah, so I'm really looking forward to bringing that out and seeing how it impacts people.
So your voice is now next level.
It is my voice, my heart, my energy.
What's
I
up?
know, yeah.
Vámonos.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go. Wow, thank you. I think that's such a beautiful example, Aura. Like, maybe some of that resistance that you kind of holding yourself back was actually related to that
yeah,
past life, right? And that trauma. And then once you like start healing and locate where that trauma was, then it all shifts in this now time space because it ripples out like ripples of water.
yeah. One of the things you did teach on the course, and I'd love you to just run through it again so I can get like a full clarity, is that you've got the same body that you have had in previous lives. So how does that work?
Yeah. So not fully the same body, but you always carry the same DNA. So okay, so the way the human anatomy works is that we know the sperm and the egg gets together, the bees and the birds. But when that unification happens, what happens is that the soul who is coming in is going to also seed into that spark of light. Have you ever seen the way like an egg and a sperm, how they create light? I'll find a video. I have it somewhere here. So when that happens, is that in that moment the soul is coming in into the egg that's now being fertilized with the egg with the sperm. And so it's now the soul has come in that spark of light, and that's what that light is. Actually, you're witnessing the soul's light. So with that is that you are born with parents that are gonna have their own DNA, that when you're seeing the cells again split, maybe I should just show visuals before I keep talking so you guys could get those visuals. Let me find them. Hold on. Okay, sure. Okay, so here's the visual of like, when the egg and the sperm unify. And this is what I'm speaking about, like the soul comes in that moment, right? So I like the sound, so we'll keep it. So this is the documented moment of conception. And the sperm enters the egg, and there's this poof of light that comes off of it. Scientists are studying this, and they're looking at it, and they're like, okay, well, it looks like it's a release of zinc, a burst of zinc that comes off the egg, and it creates this appearance. But any way you slice it, they can't explain away that light happens when life happens. Beautiful, right? So zinc. uh, no, that's a soul coming in. And then, okay, so that's what I'm speaking about there. And then what was the second thing I was speaking about? I can't remember.
And reproducing your body and the DNA.
Oh yeah, so the way the cells reproduce. Okay, so you have that visualization, right? Of how they unify and they create light. The soul comes in. And let me find the other video and how they reproduce. 1 minute. Okay, so I could explain what happens to the body. We never know what we're going to share, right? It's always divine. So thank you for your patience. Okay, video. I have it here. Okay, so here it is. So let me explain as you watch it. Okay. Okay, so you see that? That's the cell now replicating after the conception, and you see how it replicates. And this looks like an X chromosome, so it does look like a female. Okay. And did you all know that factually the female X chromosome, though we love you men, the female chromosome is 3 times bigger factually than the male. And we have like something like insanely awesome, like 100 million more chromosomes. I think that has to do a lot with our womb and our creational ovaries. Okay, so watch that again. Okay, how it begins to split. All right. So you're watching even like a vesica Pisces or two cells that are splitting, and then these cells keep multiplying into blastoids that then create an embryo, a life. And even did you notice how all these little parts also duplicated, not just say X chromosome duplicated? Okay, so while it's duplicating, the spark of light comes in, the soul comes in, then some of the DNA from both the parents, the mother and father, are also integrating in and providing the cells. Eventually, though, the child, as it grows in the embryo, it really starts, once the soul comes in, it divinely, organically starts healing itself, because a lot of our parents, let's just face it, most of them were kind of dense when we came in through them. So how do we even, like, you look back, you're like, how do we even survive? How do we even birth in, right? I mean, but it happened because the minute that you decided to spark into the embryo, you, as this incredible developed being, started working on your timelines and your DNA. So then it also, in a sense, or for sure, you started to rewrite the DNA that was given to you that might have been too dense from your parents or the family lineage. So then what happens is that the soul carries the DNA, and then it starts creating, and the DNA does factually look like Mandela kaleidoscopes crystals, actually. So I teach about that through the Raphael course I have on my site. But so with that is that we often look similar when we come back, and that's what how we can have, like, say, the similar body but not, because I mean technically you are growing the cells from the beginning stages in a womb, in a mother's womb, but but the soul is going to carry the DNA that will begin to form the body. So yeah, we might have similar eyes. You look at people, like, you might have had a past life. I don't know, maybe you were like Marilyn Monroe or like Einstein, and you look at the person, you're like, you look in their eyes, you're like, whoa, those are the same eyes, right? Because the DNA technically carries the blueprint of the usual similar body. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then it's almost like, say if it was that you've died in a past life a certain way, because there's a lot of people or different cultures that say things like birthmarks can be a sign that you were killed in a certain way. And so it's like these echoes or these memories of the past are imprinted within the physical vessel. They exist within the energy as codes or kind of spells or programs or beliefs or whatever it is. And then they manifest so that you can become aware of them, so that you can know what needs healing and working on next. My throat wasn't getting sore just to try and ruin my life. It was like that something in me was saying you need to address this and heal it, because you don't want to continue repeating this same pattern, this same loop, attracting the same type of people or going down a similar kind of path, timeline. The reason you come back sometimes is to heal these things so that you can ascend from a school and move on and be like, yes, I've mastered myself. I've done all the healing work. Um, and yeah, it's quite amazing, really. The past life stuff for me has just been coming up so much since your course. Just like I thought that my lifetime in this life, it was quite good. I didn't have that much to heal, like inner child and stuff. It's because it was waiting for the past life stuff to arrive. And then there was so much that started coming flooding in. And then it's really interesting when you start digging into the past life stuff, when you start to see the ways that these same loops happen in your life, but it's just, say, different people, but the same undercurrent, the same themes that keep playing out unless you deal with them and the contracts or get rid of the curses, or if it's an entity that's been causing this and all that kind of stuff. So the stuff you teach is so important and so powerful. Um, and the biggest thing that I love about what you teach is that you teach people how to do it for themselves. Because there's nothing that I would want less than people coming back to me again and again and again, looking for me to help them get rid of the entities or the energies or the spells or the curses, but then they don't know how to maintain their own energy, how to look after themselves, how to protect themselves. I'd much rather teach them once and then they can go and teach other people than have to be the one just like helping them out when they don't know how to do it themselves.
Yeah. I love that. I love that you love that aura because that's like my main like love light intention is that there's nothing more rewarding like within the heart to see people learn how to do this for themselves and like yeah, when you keep people coming back to you, there's something going on. You're not really being healed. What's happening and why are you not being healed? And then it goes back with the original first message. It's like we got to look within to find a healing. And yeah, I love that you've been unveiling what needs to be healed for that continued level up. And what's helping you is your DNA, that DNA we spoke about. Like it's like where I had a class and I was talking about how the DNA is made out of crystals and how like the crystals activate in you inside your body when something is new, when basically you have to be a matching vibration to what is next for me to remember or if healing needs to be done. So then when that happens, it's like if it's like kind of like a dormant, like a sleep crystal, they call it like dormant DNA, but it's really just kind of like crystals inside of you that are waiting to be activated. So then once you, just like a crystal is a hertz frequency, they emit hertz frequencies, right? Once you become that matching vibration to the hertz frequency, what it allows is that chromosome or the crystal inside of you, inside the DNA to then activate, and then boom, you get all the levels up and the answers and like, okay, what's next? What's next?
Yeah. And it literally is like, what's next? Because it's like I said, I thought I was chilling, I thought I was good. And then it's like, as soon as I did your course, and it's like, I started digging into one past life, then that was healed. And then it was like, here's your next one, like, here's your next one. I was like, oh my gosh,
I
can't
mean,
believe
you are an infinite
it.
being. I mean,
Yeah, but it's great because I feel so much lighter for doing the healing. It's almost interesting how I already felt quite masterful in myself, but the fact that there's another level and another level and another level that I didn't even know I could get to until I do it, and then I'm like, whoa, I feel even better. Like, how is that even possible? One thing that I find interesting, and this is about the cycle of reincarnation, is there's a lot of like questions around, do we get dragged back against our will, or is it like you can literally get a full life review and you can pick and choose? Or what I'm thinking it could be more is, say for example, in a past life, you made a mistake, you had an accident, but someone got killed or whatever, and you felt really guilty about it. Your guilt, the negative energy, the pain that you're holding on to, can actually draw you into a life where you feel you should be punished because you feel you've done something wrong and you can't forgive yourself. So the reason why you choose that life isn't necessarily because um you chose it for fun or like you chose it against your own will, but it's more like you chose it because that's what you felt you deserved.
yeah, yeah, because that energy, like the guilt, like you explained, could be carried and it will make a vibratory match life to the guilt, you know?
Hmm.
It's all
Yeah.
about like how we teach quantum physics in our school. Like it's also what's the vibratory match. And then if you're stuck there, then it's like you yourself have to face that energy or that lesson until you learn it to
Mhm.
graduate, right? There's no skipping grades here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, a lot of it is a lot of the stuff we hold on to is stuff that we could just choose to let go. Like, it's not anyone else judging us, really. It's not anyone else saying that you should feel guilty, you should be punished. It's literally just like us doing it to ourselves, really. And the minute we go, do you know what? I'm gonna heal. I'm just not gonna do that again, but I'll learn my lesson and I'll grow and I'll try and be a better person or whatever it is. If it's an accident, it's different. But if you've done something purposefully wrong and I shouldn't have done that, all you can do is just try better next time, then do a better job, but let go of the guilt, let go of the self-hatred, the anger, or whatever it is, because that stuff isn't good for your field. It's not good for even the earth. Like, we don't want, we don't need loads and loads of like guilt and pain and suffering on the earth. We're trying to transmute that, and the way we do it is do it in ourselves. Like any pain, suffering, guilt we have within ourselves, we just need to give ourselves love and let it go because everyone needs it, including ourselves, really. Um, and then this is how we will this is how we will transform the earth from the inside out. Inside this reality is just doing the inner work and continuously peeling back those layers. How can I heal myself a little bit more? How can I shift a little bit more? How can I choose a more lightful decision? How can I take little small steps in my life towards being my highest and best version? And sometimes we fall off. Sometimes I have a bad day. It is what it is, but it's just always about trying your best, and that's it, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Absolutely beautiful. I love the way you explained that. Because so like you have to let go of the guilt because otherwise you're gonna stay there stuck
Yeah.
for as long for not forever, but for a long time, and you're not gonna shift out of it. So once you let go of the guilt and you just like, okay, thank you, higher self, lessons learned. I'm gonna step out of my ego, I'm gonna be in my heart. I think that's the biggest thing right now is like you have to be in your heart, you have to hold the space of love. Um, Huge as you're shedding the last layers that need to be shed in this year. Um, and the minute you do that, you feel that lightness. I love what Aura's saying. It's like, wow, I just leveled up some more. Incredible, you know?
Hmm.
So flowing and growing and expanding is key.
Hmm.
And yeah, Divine Mother is constantly doing it. So, you know, ride that wave with her.
Yeah. If you were not to scare anyone, because you don't need to be scared, we're not about being scared on this podcast, we're about being in your heart and love and light. But if you were to hold on to a lot of negativity and you pass on, is it possible, and I think it is, that you can manifest in the astral realms if you don't cross fully and properly, you can manifest like scary experiences if you're holding on to a lot of negative energy?
Yeah. Um, because the easiest way that the higher selves and the most powerful brainwave that the human and multiversal consciousness you are can transmute and shift what's going on with you is in the dream realm. So then in the dream realm, things are going to come up. It could feel like nightmares. It could feel like, inverted timelines. But rather they play out in dream time than then play out in real time, you know,
Mhm.
and when you're awake.
Yeah.
So then honor your dreams when they do come up like that. Try not to freak out. I know sometimes they're scary and let them uh, play out so that they could be transmuted and then replace them instead with like dropping to your heart. Okay, okay, this you showed me this, but I'm going to stay in my heart and I'm going to hold the love, and something that we always teach is like we teach, like to hold space for like your clients if you do any more courses, but then also so that just like you hold space for others, you always like forget to hold space for yourself. So that's really big that you do that, like really love, honor yourself, and then hold the space. Like I'm always like, say, for example, holding the space for the collective, but right now I'm gonna hold the space for me. I'm gonna do this for
Mhm.
me, and it'll help you shift it out. And then what happens is it's like if you're in that like guilt or holding on to whatever you're holding on to, it's like a really low vibration. So then you're a vibratory match to the entities kind of attacking you in the astro and messing with you. But remember that they're just lost. And we always teach for you to send love even to these entities that are trying to mess with you, but they are just under an illusion that is not love light within it. And so if you show them love and compassion, they almost 100% of the time, 99.9% will spread their light and then ascend into positive being. So but you got to
Mhm.
get out of your own fear that they're maybe causing or influencing you to be in fear, so they keep munching on you like a parasite, right? But yeah, it's like everyone's got to do it for themselves. Only you could do it for
Yeah.
yourself.
If someone was watching, because I used to struggle with self-love, and it's easy to go, oh, you just need to love yourself. But it's like, how do you actually really start doing that? Like, do you have any advice for anyone who's thinking that exact thing? Like, where would you start to start learning how to love yourself? Like,
Yeah, that's such a beautiful question. I think it's start with like we always are like, I don't like this. I don't like the shape of my legs. I don't like my eyes. My face is too fat, like all these different things, right? So then instead, if you can't like completely say these negative things about yourself, start with what you do love. I mean, there's gotta be something that you love, even if it's just like, it depends how deep you are in not loving yourself, right? But even if it's just one thing, I mean, there's got to be something beautiful about you for sure. Absolutely. I mean, you're created from God, from source love light, from God's source. So you are gorgeous. Absolutely. What is it that you love? Is it your eyes? Is it your hands? Is it your hair? I mean, but that's just like physical things. But let's also talk about like, what do you like personality wise? What do you do like that you love for about yourself? Think about that. Like, are you always optimistic, and are you always like, no, like, I'm going to, I know we can do this. We're gonna figure it out, or are you always like, you could be like the cheerleader, right? Or are you always like, um, being the person who's looking at things like spiritually matter of fact, but like with spirituality, are you finding the what's not being seen and then you're making sense of it? Are you always doing that? So yeah, just look at these qualities that you love. There's again good qualities in your personality and your being, and then just grow from there. And if you find something that you do or don't like, then do your best to change it, transform it, be the opposite of what it is that you don't like, and like counter it with what you do like. Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000%. I love that because you do. You have to learn a nice balance of self-acceptance for where you are, but also taking your power back and making the changes that you can. There's a really nice quote. It says something like be wise enough to know the things that you can't change and to change the things that you can. And it's just literally as simple as that. There's some things that it is what it is, and then others you can really take your power back and say, no, I want better for my life and I want better for myself and I deserve more. I found with self-love, it's like anything I've found on this journey is it can sometimes take years to really get there. It's not just like overnight you suddenly wake up and you're like, self-love. I know what it is and I feel it in my bones. It's like for me, it was just a constant, almost training myself to be loving to myself. Like, what's your mindset like? What is that inner voice like when you look at yourself in the mirror or you do something wrong or you make a mistake? Are you kind to yourself or are you critical of yourself? Do you say horrible things to yourself? Like, ask yourself or become aware of your mindset and think, would I say that to a friend? Because if you wouldn't say it to a friend or a sister, you just should not be saying it to yourself. And so for me, it was a lot of training my mindset. Sometimes I'd have to look in the mirror and I would actually find it funny at how scruffy and like how much of a mess I looked. I would actually like, laugh about it, but in my mind I'd go, "You're so beautiful," and I would laugh. But it's like, even if it's funny, it's like being kind and warm and funny rather than being horrible and like a nasty person to yourself. And one of the biggest things, which you'll know that I teach a lot, is doing a lot of self-care, but like true self-care. So for me, I found that when I stopped, say, drinking alcohol, when I stopped smoking weed all the time, when I started eating healthier and maybe like doing a morning routine, like making the bed when I got out of bed, making sure that I'd washed and brushed my hair and really just small things, normal things really, but the stuff that it's like treating yourself with respect. I found that to be really good, a good way at building that self-love. And the more that I would stop doing negative habits and start doing positive ones, it felt different. I felt different. And then I was even seeing the world differently because you kind of you kind of see the world as you are internally. So if you feel like shit or you're angry at the world or you're angry at yourself, you start to project that out and then you see reasons to be angry. But if you start to balance yourself and start to eat healthy and love yourself and nourish yourself, the nourishment, not like eating a tub of ice cream and a glass of wine on the evening, although no judgment if you do that. But like, what can you do that's healthy and treats your soul and your body and your mind in a healthy, positive way, and see how that makes you feel, and just see if even just doing one small thing every week or whatever, see if that helps you feel more loving internally and then helps you express that externally as well.
Yes, beautiful. So ask yourself, what am I doing that's self-harming? Like, and be
Mhm.
honest with yourself. Like, oh, I just like what, or I said like drinking this glass of wine. I just want to relax, and but that's all like false. It's all something that is self-inflicted, and it's not really like something like, okay, if you want to relax. And a lot of people smoke just because they like taking deep breaths instead of smoking the nicotine, smoke the oxygen. I don't know, like inhale the oxygen of Mother Gaia. So think of ways, okay, and then just keep changing all those habits that you're doing with, what is self-harming, and be honest with you, and stop lying to yourself that, oh yeah, yeah, I need this, self-medicating and all that. It's just so important, and I love what Aura is often talking about the food, because the food is so important. It's so key. I'm not raw vegan, but I am vegan, and I've been vegan for, good, I don't know, 7 years. And it feels so good in the body to be vegan, to be eating, Mother Nature's growth from the soil. She grows these to nourish us. It'd be cool when I become a breatharian. I'm not there yet. I do too much energy work and it makes me hungry. So I also find that food grounds me. Like any food you eat, it like let it grow from the soil, because then the soil, and that's why I eat vegan, is like it literally grounds me, because I'm often very, very much in the high energy. So I need ground them into earth. And yeah, so keep loving on yourself. Key is eating, for sure. Yeah, the minute that you eat something bad, you know it, and your body tells you. And I also love what Horace was talking about. Like the body tries to tell you, like if you have an ache or pain, or maybe, like how, or I was talking about the throat, like maybe you had some discomfort there. And so it's carrying this energy that's residual energy from, especially from past life, that just needs your looking at, healing, transmutation, love, light, and then releasing. And then that will instantly shift you. So keep looking at all these things, because they're so important in finishing up the year. And I agree. I teach Mayan. I have a course I teach on the Mayan teachings, and I love also what Aura said about like how during winter we really are hibernating. And the way that we look at winter is because it's a womb space where we're going inwards and hibernating like a bear or other animals, and then so that we can rebirth in spring, because that is the real, of course, year when the year begins. So still, flow with it. And then we're also in Ophiuchus, aren't we? Right? We're in Ophiuchus now. We are. So if you're looking at the 13 moon cycle, which the Mayans went with, we're in Ophiuchus. And I think people have yet to really discover what Ophiuchus is, because, I mean, it's out of all like 13 moon cycle signs, why did they choose Ophiuchus? Isn't that interesting? So I feel like that would be more. I'm going to personally go into it more, but I feel that for the collective, it's going to unveil in the year coming up. Like, why did they take this one away? And I think we could already start from this now time space, like bridging in what is the true organic blueprint to Fickius, and why is it above us? And why was it, say, tried to be deleted, even though they can't do that, delete celestial bodies like that. But why? And what I am feeling though, I could ask Divine Mother, Ophiuchus is So what she's saying is that there's basically there's astrologies that are more like feminine and masculine, right? That this one is like the epiphany to the feminine energy. And looking at the symbol, so I teach quantum, I'm the founder of Quantum Galactic Akashic Reading. For those of you who have done it, you know what I'm talking about. Like the alchemy symbol that comes with that, so you could tap in only to the positive Akashic there. That's all we consent to. The love light there. It looks like a woman's, I just figured that out. It looks like a woman's torso, like a divine, like our shape. That's the way that symbol looks. Wow, so that's angel bumps. So what form could the horoscopes also represent the body? I feel that it definitely could, both the female and the male body, and then the inversions which each horoscope to like hold us back. Does that make sense?
Mm. There's
Something.
something, I don't know if this is what you meant, but something similar is that each of the zodiac governs parts of the body, and they call it the celestial man or the universal man slash woman, Adam Kadmon, and it's basically like the body of God or the creator that is made of everything that exists. And so they say Orpheus is the 13th, which is like the Christic energy. So whereas the 12 is the 12 disciples or the 12 knights of the round table with King Arthur and stuff, there's always this 12, but then the 13th is the Christ or the king or the queen. It's like when you ascend all of the 12 energies, when you become well-rounded and you balance your own energy in all of these different ways, you then become that golden child, the enlightened one, the 13th sign. And it's almost like an ascended sign, which would make sense if it's the woman, because
I mean, women are
Uh,
gorgeous. We're gorgeous. I think we're
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
And you know what's so big is that we need to embody that beauty. We've been like always told to make ourselves like less beautiful because I don't know, you'll get too many whistles on the street, right?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah,
that holds you back from like being that beauty and being
yeah.
that feminine energy.
They what women have been trained to do as well is to like try and take down each other. It's like infighting as opposed to realizing what's been going on. And so if you are particularly beautiful, you can be that a lot of other women don't want to be your friend because you're a threat to them, which is sad, really, that it's sad that we even have any kind of feeling of competition and that we like turn against each other and that kind of thing. But if you even look at and we're obviously doing the show Reseed and Eden, and maybe we should have a look at questions after this.
Yeah, we
Um,
should.
the original sin in Christianity was like the woman's fault, and it's like ingrained within people's minds is that women are the problem. Like it's all women's fault why we've fallen into this mess. I cancel and delete all that instantly. It's obviously not true. But there's possibly some kind of religious trauma for a lot of people where the women's just been so suppressed. Mary Magdalene was supposedly a prostitute and all this. Like the women in every story is just crap, like negative. And I can't delete it all instantly. I'm really looking forward to just seeing the truth of the divine power of the woman rising and like everyone really seeing the truth of how magnificent these women of the past were and the women on earth today as well.
Yes. Yes. And then as we're going into the unicorns, so I teach about magical creatures, right? I mean, of course they're real, and we have clients that go into past life regressions, and maybe they are unicorn, or maybe they are riding a unicorn or a Pegasus. So something that's really powerful about the unicorns is that the fact that they're literal like celestial portals of energy, so they help you move and zap like can imagine, like, right, you walking regular old human legs, you're fast, but not as fast as a horse or a unicorn. So
Yeah.
then that could be like a representation to how fast you'll be moving then, because you did the work, you did the job, hopefully, right? Like you shedded all of you needed to shed. Now let's go. You're in highest vibrational possibly you, where that's going to be soaring through the clouds and the dimensions,
Wow.
you know, healing yourself and whatever you're going to be creating, manifesting. And so beautiful. And I wanted to point out a comment here. Someone said that they've been experiencing so much shedding this year. And yeah, good questions, everyone here. Good. Do you want to start the questions? Is there
Yeah,
something?
I'll just show you. This is my, I don't know if you can see him, but this was my dog Dexter. I, I'll have to turn my background off maybe.
Oh, there,
He's
there.
a little tiny pup. He's really cute.
Oh, he's
He
cute.
passed away like 2 years ago, or maybe
Oh,
even last year. But he's a unicorn now. Like when he passed away, I got like every single angel. I got the whole crew. I was like, take him to the heavens. I was like, carry him to the highest planes. I was like, just please. It was really difficult actually to go through, but it was so nice to have that confirmation that he's like some magnificent unicorn. Because it's and now he's one of my guides and I can connect to him and stuff like that. But just to go from such a tiny little dog to becoming a magnificent unicorn, he's telling me actually he was already a unicorn and he came into the tiny dog. So it's like it's not like he became that, but he just kind of went back to being like that. But it's quite beautiful, really.
so beautiful. Yeah, that's that purity we see in their eyes.
Yeah.
Magic. Do you
So
want to
have
take some
you got?
questions?
Yes, we can. I'm just trying to find the sheet. One sec.
I have it
Okay.
here. I can ask the
Okay.
first one if you want. So the
Yeah.
first question we have is, um, when having to be around others, especially during the holidays, how do you set good boundaries, especially with family and others? It's a good
hmm
one.
Yeah. Do you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. That's tough. That's a tough one.
Mm.
Well, okay. So when you go to the space, you want to start preparing before you go into the space. So with the Mayan culture, so when you sleep, it's technically your womb space. You're preparing all the energy that's about to happen for the next day. So if you're going to do that, and hopefully your family is not too inverted or iconic, because if they are, I mean, it's really hard. You're kind of being like a galactic battle with them against their entities the whole time. So I personally make a choice not to put myself in that kind of environment because I just kind of love and honor myself like that. And then especially I'm a mother, so I'm gonna like make sure I put my family and my children in a good environment, you know? But if you are going to do it, and then yeah, you want to work on it and then see, like, ask your higher self, I only consent to the most highest organic, divine, beautiful, love light timeline during this time of this holiday that we'll be together with others, and we'll be communing with others. It's not like the communion they used to have with Yeshua, and Yeshua would just kind of like engulf you with just love, and like you would float around with love. It's not like that. And so then it's a different time space that we are in. So often these things could become very 3D, which I personally can't align with. um, Connect yourself. Something that I would do in family gatherings is, you wouldn't really find me with the adults because often they were talking about like their cars and their jobs, and this is not my vibe. So you would find me with the children always, like chatting with them. They were telling me stories, protecting them, making sure everybody was safe, that they're doing safe things. So that's where you will find me personally, is what I can answer that. Anyone I will follow will be for the children. You talk to the children. Something I love about you, Aura, is you talk to the angels. You talk to the angels. There's so much confusion, like especially like spiritual communities and like UFO conferences where they say the angels are the bad guys, or they say like Archangel Michael or Metatron are the bad guys. And it's like, no, you ask a child, you can tell me whatever you want, whatever your AI system is telling you that you're going to say. But every single child I've talked to in this earth has always confirmed that the angels are all positive and beautiful, so long as the child is a clear vessel. And you know that they're really here to support us and help us lift into ascension. So I will follow all the ways with behind a child versus an adult. No offense. Because the children are just so pure and strong in their wisdom, and they hold those, you know, those activations and light codes that are even stronger than ours, because they came in time spaces where the earth has been lifting and, you know, less in density. So they're going to have those higher energies and higher communication. So you could try to tell me whatever you want, and whatever adult told you that whatever, you know, there's fallen angels and Nephilim, blah blah blah. But I'm good. I'm not. To believe that is to feed the inverted matrix. So yeah, I don't know. I needed to add that as we're talking about children and how important they are. Is that the children are, a lot of them are angels. So for you to say that, is you're also not really helping the collective of the children on Earth. So yeah.
Yeah, I would also add as well, definitely with the angels, it's when you said about prepping the room and talking to your higher self, you could use certain things like shields or visualizing certain holy geometry, or asking the angels or the your higher self, like, can you just clear and cleanse the area? Can you make sure no trouble comes? Like, really set it beforehand, set your goals. Because that could literally manifest in someone just not turning up for some reason, the car broke down or whatever it is. Like, it could really change the whole experience. But then also like shields on, protecting yourself in a bubble of white light. I When I'm with people that say, it's like you can tell people are about to get in an argument and you can just sense not good energy, like I'll actually say to some of the angels about Archangel Michael, get rid of any black magic and negativity on them instantly. I'll call upon Archangel Chamuel, the Archangel of Love, like help bring more love into this space. Archangel Raguel's quite good for kind of like helping resolve more like serious conflicts. So you can just, if you learn the angels or even get to know them personally, there's so many different ones for different things, and you can just call upon them whenever you need, even if you see an animal injured on the road, completely off topic, but how just in the way that you can call upon the angels and get them to help on this plane. Anything you see that needs help, even if it's like, I need more financial abundance, I need more clients, I need like anything, they can help you with everything, the angels. And you thank them, and you use them to serve the good and the light, and they'll bless you so much because they love to help us. So I would do all that if I'm around negative people as well, and you can't avoid it.
Love that. And then the key to do that is you hold the space like, okay, only love light is allowed within the space, only love light, only love light. And then what happens is, yes, things will happen where if they're not a matching vibration to the true spirit of holidays, it's supposed to be, right? Like family time and love, right? So if you're not a matching vibration to true family time and love, and you're going to try to like infringe on others in this group, I mean, you're not going to be able to be here.
Mhm.
It's not happening. And you hold that space of love, you know, without overstepping boundaries, without harming none. You let it flow, and then it will play out divinely.
Do you want me to read the next question?
Yeah, we could take turns.
Yes.
Here you
So
go.
what does reseeding Eden mean to each of you? Well, we've got the whole show called Reseeding Eden, so it must mean something. For me, it's literally just, for me, Eden starts within. So it's like, how can we find peace, balance, wholeness, divinity, love within? And that is Eden. Eden was literally the earth when everyone on earth and the earth itself and the whole reality was just literally a manifestation of peace, love, abundance, bliss. So it's like reseeding Eden is just these little small seeds or these little moments of um, being more light, speaking more light, thinking more light, sharing more light. When I say light, it's light and love, really. So it's like planting these seeds to start manifesting Eden once more on this plane.
Wow. What a beautiful question. Because I mean, we don't have to directly be speaking of Eden to help Eden and Mother Earth and Gaia. I mean, who and what is Eden? Eden is the original blueprint of Mother Earth and all the Terras, all the parallel Earths that are Terras, right? Mother Terras, all of them. And that original crystalline blueprint that was so gorgeous, where the original elements were born in, the animals, the magical creatures, you as these beautiful humans walking around, maybe butt naked, you know, and eating fruits. So it was just so beautiful, without any of the church religious stuff. But so reseeding basically back to the original crystalline blueprint that Mother Earth was, without any of those artificial matrices, simulations, artificial wombs, the way that that's used against humanity. And then bringing the original blueprint in all ways to Earth is that's what that means to me. So all the topics that I will always set an intention for the show, within this beauty, is to bring those pieces back by hopefully you listening to them and sharing them with your friends and family, and share this video, hit like, subscribe, and to both of our channels. And because all that is being spoken is going to be always, because I set the personal intention, I know Aura does this for, benevolence. So as we speak it, it's gonna, relate to you, it's gonna make sense to you, because we often are going through some of the things collectively that, and we don't realize that someone else is going through something similar. So it's about bringing back the original blueprint for me, the ascended universe and multiverse with no AI in it. And that's how we do. And the way you do that is with love. Gorgeous. Yeah. Okay, so let me see if how the comments are all. Someone said beautiful show, thank you. Uh-huh. And then someone said, one of the first things I do to embody self-love was taking a bath and mirror work, looking deeply in my eyes and saying, I love you, I really love you. That's beautiful. Yes. Love that. Daily baths instead of showers. Thank you for sharing what you're doing too. And then I'll say the next question then. The next question is, it is so important that we each heal our Eve energy. How do we reseed Eden how do you reseed Eden within you daily? Any daily rituals of love you'd like to share? Should I go?
I would just,
Go for it.
yeah, well, yeah. Well, I was just gonna say the stuff I was saying earlier is what I would just repeat again is just like having, say, a routine and honoring myself, being committed to myself, like actually not letting myself down. So showing up for myself. If I decide that I want to start quieting my mind and do more meditation because I deserve a quiet mind, I deserve peace, I deserve a nice energy, like actually doing the work and having the self-discipline to do that for yourself. It's about seeding the long-term goals of what you want in life, and taking the daily or the daily steps to get there, even if it takes time and it's slow. It's about For me, it's about like, I know that I want to have a good life. I want to feel good every day. I want to have good energy. I want to be healthy, whatever it is for you. And so it's like, I want to be there in t like 10 years, however long it takes. I don't want to be 10 years down the road and still feeling like crap, still got loads of tension and negative energy, still unhealed, still got all the baggage. And then it's like my quality of life isn't that enjoyable because I've not put in the dedication towards myself. So for me, like true self-love can sometimes be true self-discipline and commitment to yourself and showing up for yourself and honoring those times where you go, I will do the meditation, I will push through, I will do the yoga, whatever it is, I will eat healthy, whatever, I will stop drinking alcohol because you deserve what's on the other side of that. And so, even if it's uncomfortable at first, that for me is how I can show myself true love, or at least show my future self, and eventually it will be my present self, so that I can enjoy life on earth.
Beautiful. And I think mine is short and simple. The way I do it every day is that I step into my power and I am my strongest self, my strongest version of me. I have to, because my goal is to make this world the most best world for the children of Earth and me as a mother, right? My children. So everything I do is for to make this world a better place for children. And with that, I have no time for being weak. The honest truth, being weak or being self-harmful to myself, being self-toxic to myself. I don't have time for that. I I only consent and align and agree with what can I do to assist myself to be strong every day so that we live in a better world for the children. That's it. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
One of the things before we carry on that I have in my own mind is like everything we do helps. And like you're saying, you don't have time for it. For me, it's like I can't afford to not be trying my best and doing my best because for me, the longer we take ourselves, the longer it takes to see Eden and heaven on earth restored. And so it's like we each have to play our part and we have to push ourselves, we have to try, we have to do our best, and we have to step into our power because if not us, then who? And if not now, then when? So,
Mike, what's up? Right.
so someone says, Orpheus feels like it carries the divine organic blueprint for the Garden of Eden. Do you see a connection?
For sure. I think it's part of everything we're speaking about. It's not like a fully, that, but I feel like all those pieces unify to bring back the original blueprint of Eden. The seeding of Divine Mother Sophia and Crystal, Adam and Eve into this divine paradise. We think that they left us, and where are they? You're like, because you don't see them all godly, golden, walking around, 20 feet tall around, but they haven't left us. They're here, and they might be closer than you realize. Maybe at the North Pole.
Someone says, you read those ones. There's lots of highlighted thoughts. Are they just stuff that we've said in the call that was extra special?
Yeah,
Is
they,
that what
I
that is?
usually have whoever assists us from our school, they do highlighted thoughts, so I won't miss anything.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, like that's all the
So you can
questions
skip
really.
those. Yeah.
Was there anything else that you wanted to share?
Mm-hmm. Well, someone's asking though. Actually, I think they just added it. What will happen this month? What events are unfolding in the world?
I'd be interested to ask your psychic senses because I've heard rumors of like another um big event, but I choose not to want it. So like I don't want to allow it, but it's doesn't mean it's not going to suddenly just like hit me like, oh crap, like something a big world event's happened, but I just don't want it in my timeline. So it's like maybe I'm being ignorant, but I just rather not allow it in my mind.
Yeah, yeah. That's the best way to do it is like be aware of it, but Nope, not happening on my timeline. I don't consent to it,
Yeah.
right? What are we talking about? Like those digital IDs? Or what's the big thing?
No,
I can't even remember what's
it
happening.
was like, you've been watching, following Candace Owens with what she's been sharing.
I don't really watch anyone. I do. People tell me though, like people
Yeah.
watch.
So just more recently, I've seen that she's talking about on X. It looks like people are hinting towards another kind of 9/11 event in December at some point.
Mm.
But I feel like I've heard so many times these potential events and then they never happen because I feel like the light puts a stop to any silliness if it
Exactly.
was going to happen. And it could just be these rumors trying to make people manifest it and stuff. So I'm so about I just want us to like be on our ascension to the good light and just for us I'm really wanting things to just get better and better and more blissful for everyone who
Hmm.
deserves it, not the evil ones. But I want to just see good and good and good things happening. So that's just where I'm really keeping my focus.
Yeah, I will do the same. Often people come to me and they tell me like, oh, there's, somebody saying this, this, that, and then every time I say, no, that's not gonna happen, it doesn't happen.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
let's just set that intention that whatever that is, it won't happen because it's been
yeah,
outed. And most likely that's what probably Candace is doing is outing it because if she
yeah,
outed it, is it gonna work for them? Even if they do it, it's not.
mm, yeah.
It's not. It's going to backfire on them. And
Hmm.
then their inverted intention to power up their pedophilic and dark sorcery is not going to work because we already know about it ahead of time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then they will literally get nothing from it because Mother
Hmm.
Earth, Gaia, does not consent.
Yeah, exactly. So with someone asking the question, what do you think is going to happen this next month? Are we going to say, think really good stuff's going to happen this next month? Think the sun's going to shine every ray for us? I tell you what, snow, because I saw it was snowing in Chicago the other
Yes.
day.
Yes.
And snow, it's like when you look at water that you've spoken beautiful words to, it crystallizes like beautiful patterns like snow. So what's the secret to snow? Why is it in this holy geometry? Is God, Divine Mother, Divine Father been whispering sweet nothings into the snow as it falls, and then it's got this holy crystallization because
What if
it's
I tell
cleansing. Yeah, go on.
What if I tell you that they're crystallized particles of the multiverse that are, especially when they're the real ones, right? Because they have the fake ones too.
Yeah,
The what's that called again? The modification, the weather modification.
like harp.
There you go, harp. So they have those, but our snow has been very good here, and they look like snowflakes. They'll change like in form. But if they're those really beautiful snowflakes, they're crystallized particles speaking to you, and they're alchemy, light codes coming from the divine. And the water, so if you were to take raindrops and crystallize them, that's what snow is. And then so every raindrop, if it's crystallized into snow, is divine healing
Hmm.
to both you, the space, the home, the land, the animals,
Yeah,
and the children.
yeah.
So
Because it,
energetically, like bring in those crystallizations of the love light particles that are in the quantum physics, like particles I'm talking about, like in quantum physics, there's particles, light particles that move around.
yeah.
So then it's the universe and the multiverse showering us down with these light codes
Mm.
of love
Because
light.
it glitters and reflects so much light back to you. And for me, in the evenings when it snowed, you can see so far even when it's dark because it just illuminates. And it's so cleansing. The energy just feels so pure once it snowed, the real snow. So, yeah.
Yes, beautiful. What a beautiful show. Thank you everyone for who are joining us today. Thank you to the current
Yeah.
2021 that are watching. Love you with all that I am. And I know Aura loves you infinite too. And I can only speak for myself. I love you with all that I am. And anything else, Aura, that you want to talk about?
Not really, other than on launching literally, I'd say like the 1st of Jan pretty much. I've got a new course called 7 Ray Raw Vegan Challenge. It's literally just challenging yourself to eat raw vegan food for 7 rays. And it might be that you can go fully raw, it might be that you just want to eat more raw for 7 rays. And the reason I built the challenge is because I was going through this point in my own life where I was kind of just like lacking energy. I just felt like I was in the afternoons wanting to just go and lie in the bed and just chill for a little bit. And the stuff that I wanted to get done, and I had like a bit groggy or just didn't have enough energy. So I thought I'm gonna just like really eat loads of raw food, eat loads of like loads of the life force energy and see how it feels for 7 rays. And I built it into a program because the amount of energy I had from just doing it properly, the amount of clarity I had, the amount of insights I had. I feel like it could really give anyone like a boost or a reset if you're feeling stuck or if you're feeling like you just need to shift it to that next level and you've not been able to get there. It's a 7 rays or 7 days of your whole life to just see how it feels. And if you're like, no, that was the worst 7 days, you can just go back to your old life after. But what's interesting about life is nothing will change unless you change. So if you are feeling stuck and you've tried other things, or maybe you're not sure what to try, but you could just maybe try 7 days of eating more raw, it might be worth trying because who knows who you will become at the end of it? Who knows what shifts will happen at the end of it? Try it and see. So that's being launched in pretty much, I'd say, the 1st of Jan. I'm still in the middle of putting all the last bits together, but wanted to share that and obviously my EP that's coming out soon. So if you guys wanted to have a listen to it, it will be launched possibly in the next 2 weeks. I'll be posting it on YouTube first, and then Spotify will come out in mid-December, mid-Jan. But really, if you want music to listen to that you can just listen to it on repeat or just in the background and you don't have to worry about it putting negative energy in your field, casting negative spells or anything, and you want it to help you level up and awaken you, then I would love you to listen to it because the lyrics have been carefully crafted and the energies and everything. And like Aurora said, this is why us two resonate so well, is because I also am like, I ask God every day, I ask the angels every day, I say like, help me be my best. Like when I'm recording the music, when I'm writing these songs, help me be the best I can be. Help me put as much love and light in this song as I can so that I can awaken people to the highest potential. What after this, any sessions that I do, and I know Aurora does this too, help me do the best healing I can do. Help me be exactly and what I need to be so that this person gets the most out of what they need in this session. And so it's something we both live by, and hopefully you'll feel the energy in the songs as well. So thanks so much, Aurora, for holding the space and for sharing your wonderful wisdom, your thoughts, your intelligence, your energy, your love, your light, your beauty, and your amazing space behind you as well. As soon as I come to Chicago, whenever that may be,
Let's
I'm
go.
coming to see that space. Um,
I love
and
it.
obviously, thank you to everyone who's been watching as well. We love you so much. We really appreciate you guys supporting because if you weren't here, we would just be talking to ourselves. So we appreciate you.
Yes, thank you for watching. Hit subscribe and like, and check out Aura's music. And then what do I have going on? Well, I just launched my Rising Phoenix Mystery School Wellness Center, and then I'll be certifying people here in person, which I'm so excited about it. I'm at the Chicago, and if, for those of you who do watch my Antarctica Terra series, Chicago is the heart of the dragon, and it's incredible. The female dragon, she's gorgeous. So you'll have infinite heart activations here, so long as you allow yourself to, of course. But yeah, I have that going on. It's so big. I am certifying people in person in January, and that's like my grand opening. So check that out. Love to see you here. And what else? And let's finish it off with a song. Yeah, one of your songs. Can you play one?
We could.
Let's jam it out.
Which one do you think? Or
Well, you go with it. You flow with it. What do you think?
um, we can do Millionaire just because it's like one of my other classic ones.
Let's go.
See if I can.
All right, you all, like always, I always play music and I dance with it. Usually, if I don't forget, in beginning, at the end. So let's go. Ready? Give it.
Okay. Let's put on, wait, hopefully this will play. Okay, so I know. Wait a sec, because I want, is it playing?
No, I don't hear it.
Okay, so I know that money isn't everything,
Oh,
but
there it
while
is.
we're here on this earth plane, living this existence and doing what we've got to do, it sure does make things a whole lot easier. So speak these words into existence. Let's manifest this together. Yeah. I am a million, I am a millionaire, 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 millionaire. I got success in my life, good health, good blood. Saying I am a million, I am a millionaire, millionaire, millionaire. I got so much real love and I'll share. Life is great, I'm a little girl, just me as she feels, I can feel it in my bones. Then I move out the way as she guides my soul, and I won't ever forget that when I'm feeling low. Don't need direction, she knows where to go. And if I stray from the path and I fall back down, she'll help me up when there's a turn it around. Then I pick myself up and find the middle ground. Squish to the train. I keep it on a good ride. While
Dance
I
with us.
wait for journey, I've been alive. And I manifest with the power of my mind. And until these things start to physically show up in my life, I'll say, a million, I am a millionaire. Yeah. I got success in my life, good health, good life. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I am a million, I am a millionaire. Dang it. I got so much real love and I'll share. Life is great, I'm a million. Why it doesn't matter when you delve in the deep blue sea of knowledge, esoteric wisdom and prophecy. All is a tome, all is the one expressed differently. You to experience the stuff of love and unity. Get out the matrix, go back to the source. You're not your body, not your mind, not your thoughts, not your feelings or your emotions. No, no, no. They program you to keep you vibing low, low, low. Its energy comes streaming through the stars, and it conditions my time, it conditions mine, it conditions your soul. I love yourself, cause words, thoughts, emotions, they all cast spells. Reality's a game, just a construct of the mind. To free yourself, control your life. What I create is so divine. So just say, I am a million, I am a millionaire, millionaire. Yeah, I got success in my life, good health, good life.
I love the message to this. So, in other
I
words,
am
like,
a
if
million,
you
I
are a
am a
millionaire because
millionaire.
you have everything. It's not just about money. It's about, like, you have happiness and love, and you have
Yeah,
you, which you are gorgeous.
I
You
feel
have a
great, I'm a
home,
million.
right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know which one that is unless it is this one.
Yeah.
Yay!
Thank you. Yay! Thank you for dancing with us. Love you guys.
Guys,
I'll see
see
you.
you.
We'll see you next time. Remember, every first Monday of the month, we will be here 1 p.m. Central Time. I think next time we will be on TikTok,
Yes,
possibly.
and
So just keep an eye out.
that's gonna be in the new year as well.
Ooh, I like it. Okay.
Yes.
Don't forget to follow Aura too in TikTok. And love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you, everyone.
Love you guys. Bye.